How's it going, everyone? This is Drummerman66. I've got a product review for you. Xenyx 1204 by Behringer. It's a 4 mic preamp, mixing console, mixing board, whatever you want to call it, soundboard. I'm doing this in response to a couple questions I got about what interface to use, and I decided to do a review on the least expensive interface that I have here, which is this Berhringer-1204. It's functions very well for being extremely inexpensive, and I'm actually a pretty big fan of it. Let's start in with a review, show you kind of around what you got here. Starting with the preamps. Channel 1, which is the mic you're hearing now. You got your XLR, your balanced and unbalanced, 1/4 inch plug. You got a low cut filter. When you press it, it's gonna cut your low end. Hopefully that sounds a little different. If it doesn't, that just means my voice is extremely high and annoying, and I apologize for it, but not really. This is your trim knob, your gain knob, whatever you want to call it. Your level line is here. You probably can't see it. I won't point it out to you anyways. This is your trim knob. You're gonna use that to set your gain structure, which is gonna keep you from clipping and basically set your ultimate levels. Here's your 3-band EQ. You have a low end, a mid end, which starts at 2.5 kilohertz, and your high end, which is 12 kilohertz. This is the first place I have a small problem. It's not great choices in the hertz and kilohertz. I would love to see a fourth knob here that says, selectable band there for your mid range, which would take you anywhere from about 2K up to like 8K or 10K. It'd be great, because then I could fine-tune my kick sound, things like that. These are two essentially they're aux ends. It's your monitor send. It's like, if you want to run this for live sound, and don't recommend it because there's only 4 mic preamps, this would be your monitor send pre-fader. Here's your FX sends. You could send it out to a FX processor. It'll come back in, and you'll have your reverb, you'll have your flanger, you'll have whatever you want. Here's your pan. You can pan any direction that's right or left, which is pretty self-explanatory. You got your hard right. Hopefully now I'm bursting out of your right speaker, and you've also got your hard left. Hopefully now I'm bursting out of your left speaker. I'm gonna put that right at center. That's where it is. As you have mute buttons here, it mutes your channels so that you don't monitor things you don't want to monitor here. If I had a tune playing earlier, if I didn't want to see the levels of the tune, but I wanted to see the levels of my voice, I could mute number 2 where the tune was in. It's not currently playing, and then I could check what level my voice is at without seeing any bleed from where the tune is coming from. I have my faders set at unity. These faders are great. They're set a little high on the console, so they get a little bent if you're rough with it, which is, don't be rough with your console. No big deal. I don't really have a problem with it. Right now, what you're hearing is coming out of this mastering section. I'm coming out of the output for CD tape. Now, how do I get the CD tape to the main mix so that it'll come right back into the camera where I'm putting it into? I select this button, CD tape. If I unselect it, you probably didn't hear anything. That's because I wasn't sending myself to the main mix anymore. You can also main mix, Alt 3-4. This essentially sends it to the knob of the control room, and then you can send your CD tape to your main mix, which will send it out to your camera. This section here was a little confusing. I've actually seen a couple YouTube videos on people that are confused about this section, and I am still confused about this section. I even watched a video where Behringer called someone while they were making a YouTube video to clarify what things you need to press to get the sounds that you are bringing into your console out the CD tape. If you can find that video, if I can find that video, I might post the link. If you can find the video, I would watch the video. It's very instructional. It really is. Now, if you sent FX and aux send, and you want it to come back in, so you bring it back in, which is, you can bring it back into any of these spare channels that don't have a mic preamp in it. Then you have your aux sends volume. Now it'll come back in, and you can turn up your aux send, and then suddenly you got your reverb or flanger, whatever you want to do, which is great. You can also send it to Alt-3.4 main mix. I don't use Alt-3.4. This is not a big enough console to have an Alt-3.4. If you could give me another, 6 preamps or something, I might use an Alt-3.4 to send different signals elsewhere. But you don't have them, so I'm not going to use them. This is a rather quick video. This is your Xenyx 1204. I would use it, especially if you want to record. This output usually comes with a USB interface that you can plug right into the USB of your computer. Your computer will read that your USB interface is in there, and it'll start putting it right into whatever recording software you're doing. Reaper, Audacity, whatever your budget is, Pro Tools. I wouldn't use this for Pro Tools. It's not on the same level as Pro Tools. But anyways, Behringer Xenyx 1204. I like the product. I'll probably be doing a video on my actual interface, which is the Presonus FirePod. I'm really into that thing. Yeah, here you go. Xenyx 1204.